everyone, this is the Final Bosman, and on today's episode, we're looking at the best things that happened in the year 2015. That was too normal. Welcome to the show. I am Kyle Bosman, and as this year comes to a close in mid-December, I feel like it's a nice time to look back at what makes the year 2015 special, and so that is what I want to do today. I want to look at all of the best things that happened in this year of good things. Number 10, Dragon Quest and Yakuza announced for the West. These are games that are normally not announced for the West. That is a cool thing that they will be released out here. And, just that we have a chance to download them at least. That's a thing. That's something that I'm grateful for. Also, Dragon Quest XI announced this year. And it's not just like, oh, the 3DS is the most popular platform in Japan, so it'll obviously go to the 3DS. Sure, there is a Dragon Quest XI for 3DS, but there's also one for consoles that's running on Unreal Engine, and it looks big, it looks ambitious. It looks like, hey, we want to do something with Dragon Quest again, and that is exciting. Number 9, NX rumors. Where would we be without NX rumors? Where would Nintendo be? How could we possibly be enthusiastic about Nintendo's place right now if it weren't for NX rumors? Just the idea that, hey, Nintendo might make it next year. There might be something really great coming. Helps us deal with all of the filler that we're left with of 2015. But also Splatoon came out this year. Number 8, Sony's E3 press conference. This is probably the best E3 press conference of all time that happened. And I sort of feel like it is Sony having the big stack. In poker, if you have the most chips on the table, you are the big stack, and you are expected to spend your chips. And so it's interesting to see what Sony does with that big stack. When Microsoft had the big stack, they're like, hey, Call of Duty DLC comes out first on Xbox. Sony's got it, they're like, Call of Duty DLC comes out first on PlayStation. That happened this year too. That's them using their big stack. But also, hey, here's Last Guardian, we're still working on this. We haven't canceled The Last Guardian. Also, Final Fantasy VII Remake is happening, we're putting it in our press conference. And also, Shenmue 3, we're helping that happen for some reason. And so all these things, these big stack moves, it's really interesting to see. Anyway, for those 3 things that couldn't possibly exist, to suddenly exist in an E3 press conference, to me implies that it's okay to believe that hey, we understand what you want and we're actually giving it to you. Here it is. And that is an exciting thing to do in a press conference. I don't want to give them too much credit though for The Last Guardian, because it's kind of just like, hey, good job, you're still making that game. Number 7.
Konnichiwa.
Number 6. Uncharted 4 delayed for a better ending. So a lot of games were delayed this year, and that's not usually fun. However, I like that Uncharted 4 is delayed for this specific reason of making whatever this big ending that Naughty Dog has planned into something bigger, something fuller. That's the reason they gave. Hey, we just wanted to make the ending better. It's fantastic. I'm sure it made some business people very furious that Uncharted 4 was delayed out of the holiday season. That does not make financial sense. For it to have a better ending? No, release it now. There are some games that couldn't afford that. I think Halo 5 couldn't afford to be delayed out of the holiday season. It is strange to think that in 2016, Uncharted will come out in March and sell better than Halo 5 did. That's crazy that an Uncharted game will sell better than a Halo game. Halo 5 did not do well in the year 2015, comparatively to other Halo games. That is crazy. That, I think, is another marketing failure or maybe a conceptual failure from the beginning of the game, where they said, hey, let's put a new guy in the game. Let's just have a new guy who we create for a little TV series, and let's make him the main character of this new game. Sure. That is getting off track. I don't know, let's compare this to delays of Nintendo's big games. Zelda and Star Fox were supposed to come out this year. For Zelda, Aonuma comes out and says, hey, I had a new idea and it changed everything. Zelda's not coming out this year, sorry. So that was that. Star Fox has never been a big seller, frankly, ever in its life. So I can't really compare it to all these. But even with Star Fox, it was a Facebook post with a delay. It essentially said, this game is delayed because it's not looking so good, and also we want to perfect the tone of the cutscenes. Sure, yeah, I mean, I guess that's the same as Uncharted 4. It's strange moves, definitely strange moves. Nintendo's got the short stack in this situation. If they're gambling, they got a short stack, and they're like, you know what, we should delay Star Fox. because of its cutscenes. I don't know, Star Fox, good luck in the year 2016. Anyway, props to Uncharted 4 for delaying your game so that the story makes sense and that it feels like the conclusion to Uncharted that it should. For, as Shigeru Miyamoto famously stated, a delayed game is eventually good, but a rushed game is forever bad. That is why Project Shield and Project Giant Robot, the two games I am personally spearheading on my mission to prove that the Wii U gamepad is fun, something that no other game designers have been able to prove, but I certainly will be the greatest, most fun games of our time. By the way, they are still listed as upcoming releases on our most recent earnings report from October 2015. So no, they have not been canceled officially, and if you think for a moment that I have failed, or that I am some sort of hack who doesn't get how to make games anymore, I simply won't hear it. Pikmin 4 is almost complete. And also, not to be like, Uncharted 4, Naughty Dog. I do want to talk about this one thing. I wanted to complain about this a while ago, never got a chance to. The way that Naughty Dog has announced microtransactions for Uncharted 4's multiplayer is just so nasty. In this game, there will be microtransactions, so you can use real money or you can earn them in-game, but this is how you will progress your character. Not just cosmetic stuff, but you will be able to spend real-life dollars on progressing your character through multiplayer, and what you buy, the name of the currency, is Naughty Dog points. Hey everybody, I learned after some late-night Googling last night that they're no longer called Naughty Dog points. They're called Uncharted points now. Just to be clear, Uncharted points, still garbage, still non-cosmetic things you can buy for multiplayer with real dollars. You can also earn them, and it's still stupid, but not as... This whole bit hinged on the fact that they were called Naughty Dog points. So forget about it. All right, cool dudes. All right, you're on the other side of that too. Number 5, Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Number 4, backwards compatibility on the Xbox One. This is, to me personally, is something I always appreciate. You know, I like old games. I love the fact that right now you can go to GameStop, you can buy a popular old Xbox 360 game for like $5, take it to your console on Xbox One, and you can play that game. Publishers get $0 from that, and they don't care, and that is a good thing. Number 3, the ridiculous Shenmue 3 Kickstarter actually got funded. It's at over $6.3 million of funding. That is crazy. That is crazy for a game that's never been very popular to become this popular. And I don't know, it speaks to me like the power of the internet, the power of like good messaging, the power of goodwill amongst humans. That this game, a game like this, that is about getting a job, like living day to day, fighting sometimes, but most of the time lifting boxes, that a game like this could get funded and become the most funded ever. That is very cool. That's an impossible thing that somehow happened this year, and we should remember that. Number 2, video games I like are making money. Let me explain what I mean by that stupid sentence. It's that I'd like to see the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One selling well. I like to see these two consoles, these over-expensive consoles, selling well. The PlayStation 4 is breaking records still. That is crazy. That is not right. That doesn't make sense. You have Pactors still out there, people, financial analysts who would come out and say, no, consoles are dying. The console market is contracting. And yet, I guess you could say that if you're comparing it directly to the last generation, which included the Wii. Yes, nobody's selling like the Wii did, I guess. And it's just, I just don't think that's fair because of like why the Wii was selling and for those reasons. I just think of a college professor in front of a classroom saying, does anyone know what the most powerful, influential, most important video game platform is? Does anyone think Xbox? Okay, how about PlayStation? Okay. Does anyone want to say Nintendo? Wrong. It's right here in the palm of your hand. It's just like, shut up, dude. Shut up. I get it. I get that that is a type of game, and that is making a lot of money. However, when I see these other things, that to me says the type of game that I like, those types of games are still viable. And that is heartwarming because there's lots of discouraging things that happen in 2015. There's lots of microtransactions and firings and closures and frame rates and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. There are nasty things out there that happen in the gaming industry, but there are also encouraging things. There are things that make me feel like, yes, this year was good, but also next year might be just as good or maybe better. There are enough things out there to make me think that 2016 could also be incredible, and that is very encouraging. Number one, no Sonic the Hedgehog. Look at this big guy. Sonic the Hedgehog finally took a year off from video games. Mobile games excluded. Sonic the Hedgehog did not have a console or handheld release in the year 2015. That's a rare thing for Sonic the Hedgehog. That makes me think that someone is saying, we gotta make a good Sonic the Hedgehog game. It is happening. And it did not happen this year, and that's fine. Take a year off. Pokemon, take a year off. That's okay. If you get the big stack, go ahead and take a year off. That's okay. Get good, make a good game, make it something worth playing. Fantastic. Everyone, that is the episode for this week. If you're on Twitter, you can find me at Kyle Bosman. I'll be back here next Wednesday. Hope to see you then. Thanks for watching. With the flip of a finger, I can play all of the greatest games that are making the most money on the market right here. Now, I have a question for everyone. Have you ever heard of Clash of Clans? Okay, yes. Have you ever heard of Devil May Cry? I didn't think so. Because Devil May Cry is actually a popular video game franchise. And I'm sure none of you have heard of it. That's because of another thing. Kate Upton isn't selling Devil May Cry, okay? That bodacious bod is selling mobile games. Mariah Carey is selling mobile games. Arnold Schwarzenegger is selling mobile games. Rob Gronkowski, the best tight end in all of the NFL, is selling mobile games. Rob Gronkowski is also selling Halo 5. That is irrelevant for this conversation. Just generally, look everyone, mobile is the future. If you're learning to develop traditional video games, you're wasting my time and you're wasting your time. I'm sorry, sir. I just feel like personally, like there's just a type of game that I like to play, and so I kind of came here to learn how to make those types of games. To me, mobile games just share more in common with casino games than they do the games that I love, that I grew up playing. Okay, you, sir, are expelled. Get out of this classroom. Casino games? No, sir, you have not tried Prune. Who's tried Prune? Okay, I see a lot of hands. That's good. Yeah, sorry, I'm just lecturing a class right now. I'll get back to you.